Hi, my name is Michelle and Tackett, and welcome to Homemaking with Michelle, where I do videos about homemaking, but also LGBTQ issues. And today I'm again talking with the lovely Erica Burns, who is going to talk to me about things that help what can help you relax, get calm. Oh, hello, Erica.
Sorry, Michelle.
Oh, well, we're talking about things that can help calm your nerves and stuff. So that's going to be today's topic.
Yes, very much so. It's very important to be able to have things that we can really rely on to help us just relax and not, just really help calm us and ground us in whatever moment that we are in our lives.
Exactly. I think the message should be clear that it doesn't matter what it is, as long as no one's getting hurt. But it doesn't matter what you do to help relax yourself. If it helps you feel good, then do it.
Exactly. I think as long as it's something that, really can, just help you maybe take your mind off of whatever might be causing you stress or give you some perspective on whatever it is that may be causing you stress. Like, oh, hey, this isn't so bad after all. I just took a step away from it, and now I'm taking a step back, and I feel a little bit better. I feel like I can handle this problem a little bit better. I can take on whatever issue I am facing a little bit more constructively and with a little bit of a fresher perspective.
It is, and I think that we need to help others learn that not everybody's going to handle a situation the way that they do.
Exactly.
It's not something that, like, if one thing works for one person, like for some people it's sports. Okay, that's fine, but that might not be for everyone.
Exactly. Yep, some people, well, as they say, different strokes for different folks, of course, and in the same way of, handling stress and, not everybody copes with things. Not everybody, it's easy for them to handle whatever emotions may come up from a situation.
Yeah, exactly. And I hear about people who do what some people may consider weird or wild things just to help them relax, but they're perfectly normal for the person that it helps.
Yeah, absolutely. And if something does work and it can help one to live a better quality of life than they would have otherwise lived, that, can make their existence, feel meaningful, then that is absolutely valid and worthy of consideration.
It is. And I think that's why we need to destigmatize just about any activity that doesn't hurt anyone.
Exactly. And, for me lately, I've been taking up a new cross-stitching project where I'm, it's somewhat like sewing or what have you. But, it's been able to, put together a design on a piece of fabric that I may eventually frame or just hang up somewhere. And it just really, it is time consuming, but at the same time, it's a good kind of time consuming because it allows you to really just, you might be thinking about other things, but at the same time, you have to think about them, in moderation because you also are doing something. You have to concentrate on them enough to not make a mistake. And, it's pretty straightforward. It's also nice to when it comes to cross-stitching or anything that's mathematical or geometrical that, really does have a precise, exact answer. And that's always nice to have something that is so certain in times like these that are so uncertain.
Yeah, I've read that Generation Z, a lot of them are going back to kind of old-fashioned activities. For a lot of women, the younger women, trans and cis, it's homemaking and housework and arts and crafts and entertainment is making a big comeback. that's the thing, like, hey, if it makes you feel good, then that's great.
Exactly. Exactly. And I remember my friend, even who introduced me to the cross stitching, she actually made mention of the fact that, she kind of wished, this was years ago, but she's like, I kind of wish things would go back to the simpler times that they were, that I remember. Well, she didn't remember because she wasn't around, but that she, learned about them being in like the 1950s, but with more, less discrimination, less ignorance, less intolerance, but also that simple, way of going about things at the same time. And I was just like, yeah, you know what, I can get behind that. And now here we are working on a cross-stitching project together, and then I'm talking to you right now, and it's like, wow, things are starting to seem like they're getting to be that way.
Yeah, I think now that we've hit the point where people barely have enough time to breathe, people want to move forward when it comes to acceptance and stuff, but they kind of like a more slower pace, simpler life. And that's why a lot of more traditional kind of activities are making a comeback. So if you're somebody out there and secretly you're telling yourself, well, I'd like to be a traditional housewife, or I just like traditional activities, vintage activities, well, then do it.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Exactly. Making oneself, feel, and it is so important to be able to, find that simplicity, in such unsimple times or such complicated times. And so I think, this really can be a time to just take a step back and really examine what matters most. And a lot of times, it is simple things in life that really do mean the most and that make the most difference. And it's really just important to, I just personally am grateful that I've had a chance to take a step back during this time, this COVID craziness time, and just really think to myself, what is going to be most beneficial in the long run? What is going to matter most? And what do I need to do to get there? And, for me, I just know, even as I'm on this call and I'm thinking about what I have ahead of me, I'm like, well, I look forward to those moments of downtime when I sit down and work with that cross-stitch.
I think that's something that we need to just let people know, that you're fine. You're an individual. That other people's opinion of you isn't going to help you feel calm. It's what you think, what you like.
Exactly. And I think it's really important to really just be focused on these things and maintain this perspective, because I can even tell you, going on social media and just looking up, influencers or stuff that are, in the trans community and seeing their millions of followers or whatever, it just definitely feel inferior when you're just like, well, that could have been me, but what happened to make it not be? But then it's just like, wait, let me take a step back even further and say, did I ever really want that? Or did I want more for myself than just that? And is that really, would that really have made me happy anyway? And so now I think that, when it comes down to it, the simpler things sometimes can be, a very, grounding thing that can allow one to say, hey, I want to, pave my own way, even within a marginalized community. Just because I'm in a marginalized community doesn't mean there's only one way I can be in order to be seen, in order to make a difference or have an impact.
Absolutely, Erica. That is a great point, and it's also a great stopping point. This was a great interview. And I think that the final message we're just going to give people is, even if people think it's odd, even if they think it's weird outside the quote-unquote mainstream, embrace it if it puts a smile on your face, especially if you're dealing with anxiety, depression, PTSD, autism, any kind of mental disorder. Find something that puts a smile on your face, and you can't go wrong.
Exactly. That's right. It's very important, and to just really, like you said about individual, that individuality can even be, within a smaller community. Like, my individuality isn't just my being trans. That's not what makes me an individual. That is just my identity. But my individuality is all the different things about me besides that. And for you as well, and for anyone as well. And, dealing with mental health issues and autism and those kinds of things, yes, it's definitely very important to be mindful and understanding of themselves. Okay, and know how to go about their life accordingly.
Absolutely, Erica. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day.
Well, thank you, Michelle, for having me back. It's always wonderful to talk with you about meaningful things that I feel like definitely meaningful.
Absolutely. No matter who you are, do what you like to help you feel better.